Art at the Movies with your boy B Nance discusses Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Now by this time, Star Wars Episode 7 has generated over 1 million stacks, so we're going to hang for a little bit in the pros and cons section and discuss 3 reasons the movie worked and 3 reasons why it didn't work. Spoilers ahead. Without further ado, let's discuss the movie, starting with the pros. Number 1, this is a soft reboot of the franchise. Now, this is a bit of a contention amongst fanboys all over the internets that this seems like a retelling of Star Wars Episode 4 or the very first Star Wars movie in 1977, and they would be correct. There's a lot of story points that are parallel to each other when you compare the movies. There's another Death Star. We're dealing with the Empire again. There's a Darth Vader-like character. There is a hero's journey, almost equivalent to what's going on with Luke in the first movie. Now, this is a good thing. J.J. Abrams is the director of Episode 7, and he has garnered himself the reputation in Hollywood as being a resuscitator of waning franchises by rebooting the Star Trek movie universe. And personally, I think that was his audition tape to do Star Wars Episode 7. He's a safe bet. He tends to make B-average type films, and Star Wars sells itself. All you need somebody to do is drive the ship. Number 2, the new Trinity, as in Rey, Finn, and Kylo Ren. Now, there are other characters that are in the movie and you want to know where their story goes as well, but that's for the later movies. We're not going to get into people like Poe Dameron or General Hux or Supreme Leader Snoke. We're talking about the first 3 because those are the changing of the guard, and these characters work. I really enjoy Rey. She's a strong character. Some may claim, like Max Landis, that she's a Mary Sue, and even if she is, I don't mind so much. She's a strong, capable character, and I really enjoy watching her. Finn, very funny, very capable as well, and in some cases not so much. Hey, choose him if you want to be good, go with Kylo Ren if you want to be bad kind of scenario. Either way, he's pretty serviceable. Kylo Ren, he is really trying to be a Sith Lord, and if you know anything about what entails to be a Sith Lord, you realize that his character has a lot more dimension. So, number 3, the practical effects in this movie are very welcoming and harken back to a time where, sets were being built. There were animatronics, there were actual tangible things in front of the actors that allowed them to interact with it, as opposed to a CG something or other that you have to pretend is there, which of course it goes hand in hand with acting. If you're an actor, you should be able to act in any scenario. However, it brings a little bit more absorption into the world in which we are watching when we see actual tangible things in front of us, as opposed to some of the CG that's used in this movie, which I'm going to get to in the cons section. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and jump right into that. Number 1, the CG is just bad in some spots. That's it. You'll know them when you see them. They're pretty blatant. Moving on. Number 2, the fact that they paralleled the storyline of A New Hope with The Force Awakens, I said in the pros, was a good idea. That's not without its flaws as well. The fact that they emulated the movie so closely did not allow for creativity to really flourish. For those of you that don't know, there is a extended universe that got X'd out after Disney acquired the rights to Star Wars, and a lot of the story elements were adopted for this new movie. However, it was an amalgam of what worked and what could possibly work in the EU, the extended universe, and they basically made this movie off of that. I don't know, it just feels like they were trying to cover up for the prequels, which in my opinion just stifles creativity. Number 3, this one's probably the most controversial of all the pros, and I have to give a shout out to Michael Jones at Cube Reviews on YouTube. He brought up some interesting points about Finn's characterization that really inspired me to do a review for this. Instead of a long-winded rant, I'm just going to get into some of the points that I noticed while watching the movie. Finn's stormtrooper status being a parallel to slavery. Bullshit. The misdirect with thinking that Finn was going to be a black Jedi when really he just happened to get the lightsaber in his hands.
Really, nigga?
Getting friggity friend-zoned by Rey.
Come on, dog.
He's basically a comic relief / sidekick. These are nitpicks for certain, but I hope that this is not going to be an ongoing thing throughout the trilogy. I like Finn. I want to see his character grow. Period. The end.
Spoiler alert.
Bonus con.
Spoiler alert.
Han's death was telegraphed a mile away. Come on, guys. You can do better than that. Well, that's it, folks. I like to keep my reviews short and sweet, including the discussions. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say and the demos that are included with this discussion / review. If you have any comments or any discrepancies or maybe any pros and cons that you feel like I forgot, please comment in the section below, like, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.